The attention will be there. They may not come. So
you don't need more. We can go back tomorrow. My job is to really support the team in the field. We help them define the objectives for the project. We help them to discover the means in which they can carry out these objectives, and basically the resources that they need. And then we make sure that they have the supplies to do so.
It's okay.
In Nigeria, for this particular project, so for this team in Maiduguri, our medical objectives are to reduce malnutrition, to prevent measles, to prevent malaria. So that whole package is best accomplished with a logistics team that does the food distribution, a medical team that does the measles vaccination, the malnutrition screenings, and the malaria prevention. And so my role is to work with all those teams to make sure that they can carry out their activities.
After that, there's a big citywide vaccination campaign.
I am responsible to coordinate the activities. So that means I'm supposed to meet with other humanitarian actors. So on a day-to-day basis, I go to maybe 1 or 2 meetings to discuss the plans. I meet with my team to discuss with them what their job is for the day or for the week. I respond to emails. I sign forms. I work with the administrative people in MSF to make sure that we have a budget for the activities that we carry out. I work with the logistics team to make sure that they have the supplies, the vehicles, all of the things that they need for their activities, and same with the medical team. But also I get to go to the field. I get to physically work with the logistics team. I get to be involved with the medical team. I get to see patients. So that's why I really enjoy my position as project coordinator. It's not just one role that I have, but I get to be involved in every activity.
88, okay.
I went back to nursing school in 2007 with the objective to work for MSF. After working as a nurse for a few years in the United States, I applied, and then I had my first mission with MSF in 2011. Since then, I've worked on several missions as a nurse, and recently in the last 2 years started working as a project coordinator. And I still use those clinical skills. Even as a project coordinator, I do visit the hospital, I do visit the patients, and having that background in medicine is very helpful. At the same time, the things that really interest me in MSF are operations and the decisions that we make. So I get to combine 2 of my big interests. Probably the most salient memory I have of any mission working for MSF was my second mission. I was working in South Sudan in a refugee camp called Yida. It was a very small project with a small hospital with only 16 beds. And just a few weeks after I arrived, the situation became very catastrophic. There was a lot of new arrivals, and we had a mortality rate that was extremely high because there were all of these new arrivals coming in with severely malnourished children, severely sick children. By the time I left, we had a hospital that had over 100 beds. We had a team of 35 expats, and I saw the situation improve over that 2 months, but it was the most difficult time I've had because it was a true emergency, and I was there just at the beginning through the most difficult part. So with MSF, I've worked with people from, maybe 24 different countries. I've learned a lot about the world, so this has helped me understand a little bit more about world politics. I've also learned a lot about African culture. So for me, it's been very eye-opening. Most of the volunteers that I work with in MSF are really incredible people with amazing backgrounds and very interesting stories. So I enjoy the life. So if I had advice for someone that was considering working for MSF, I'd say that when you come to the field, it's important to take time to figure out what's going on, to figure out what your role is and how best you can help the project. In this project in Maiduguri, in order to respond effectively to this type of emergency, our team has changed objectives and strategies about once a week. And as a team, you have to be flexible and easygoing to say, okay, this is what we did last week. This week we are going to have a completely different style of work, and we can do that. When I first began with MSF, I said, maybe I'll do 1, 2, 3 missions, and then I'll go on with my life. The more and more I've been involved in this work, the more I realize this is the place for me to stay.